Welcome back. And if you're just joining us, you're watching Daybreak Extra coming to you live from Trust TV Abuja. Now, we will be discussing about using dance and theater as a tool for social change. Dance and theater have long been powerful tools for storytelling, challenging norms, and inspiring change. Through performance, they spark conversations, foster empathy, and mobilize communities around pressing issues. Today, we will explore how these art forms can promote justice, equality, and human rights, from protest performances to community initiatives. So joining us to navigate this topic is Favour Omebije, a dynamic theater artist, dancer, and choreographer known for blending movement and storytelling into evocative performances. Welcome to this program, with Favour.
You are shaking your head.
He's been shaking his
intro
head.
entered you.
Yeah, glad to have you join us today on Daybreak.
I can see.
Glad to have you join us.
It hyped you.
Thank you.
So tell us, how did you discover your passion for dance and theater?
Okay, just watching people dance while I was young. There was a particular guy that came to where I was staying, and he was doing it was like an outreach where he goes to scout for new dancers because he was already vast in it. And when I watched him dance, oh my God, I was so interested. I wanted to start up my own training immediately, but I did not have the privilege because I had to get into secondary school first. Before that was the terms and condition I got to start. So that was how I picked interest. And then luckily enough for me, I studied theater and performing arts.
Which made it easier for you?
Oh, very easy. So I was able to just blend and push it as a career, not just as a passion, as a career path. So in doing theater and performing arts, that was where we were groomed and nurtured to know how that theater can be a tool of transformation to our society. Yes.
So now, Favour, when people talk about dance, or when you mention dance, a lot of people, including me, just think it's for entertainment purposes alone. So how does dance create awareness about social justice, justice issues, and what are some effective ways to go about it?
Dance and the art itself gives us a kind of license to express a lot of things, and it's easily embraced. So I'm not coming out with a placard to protest on the streets. So I'm not causing any harm, but I can channel all this through storytelling in a dance, in a performance, to speak to a particular situation. So it gives us that flexibility and that license to be able to tell our story and to be able to reach the hearts of people, inform them, and if possible, provoke change, a behavioral pattern, change that can lead to societal development and all. So it's possible, and it's through the storytelling that we do that.
So how can dance and theater break cultural and language barriers?
Oh, okay. In fact, presently, or just 2 years ago, we hosted an event called Rhythm in Motion, the Black Bones Theatre Company, and that was specifically to be able to promote the heritage and culture of Nigeria. And we had some of the Koreans join us to be able to participate, and in doing that, they learned the culture. We tell them the roots. Where did this dance come from? How did this dance come? Even right now, I have a friend, Bukumi, who is running a training right now from, we have a guest, Wesley, from Uganda, and all that is geared to us is to create cultural exchange, where you're able to learn cultures, know where this originated from. So we see our dances, popularly known as Afro, but usually got it from Konto. That's the origin. So we see Nigerians now touring around the country, around the states, around the world, to teach that, not just the dance now, but the culture behind that dance. Yes.
So you mean to say when you're trying to tell a story through dance, it has it has a way you portray it in a particular culture.
Yes.
So now walk us through it. You don't say anything when you're telling a story. How do you use gestures and body languages to tell the story? Do you have a script or something?
So sometimes we do have a script. Most times we do have a script because it's better. So it's choreographed, and to be able to meet the social norms and the communications you want to push. So usually it's scripted. It's not just spontaneous. You can have times when it's spontaneous, but usually it's scripted. So imagine I want to tell a story of Shango or a story of the thief people. I will have to do a background check to know what narrative I want to give, and so it gives us that flexibility and that richness to be able to communicate that story. So usually it's scripted, usually.
So how do audiences respond when art is used to highlight injustice or inequality? Because they are different. Like watching you dance just now, I can see different moves. Earlier I saw you do crumb, I saw you do what's it called?
13.
Yes,
animation.
Yeah. So a whole lot. So how is that? How is it impactful when it comes to how audience see it
and react to it? Yes. Okay. I think I know a very popular artist that says his assignment is to be able to bring the production to your face. How you react and how you feel he has no control over. Yeah. So, but each time we come on stage or we do our videos, the reactions that people give us, that they got the message. That these people understand what you're trying to communicate. They can see clearly the pathway. If you're trying to talk about social injustice, for example, maybe from NSAS, because from NSAS we had a lot of creatives who channeled their artwork to tell that story. You will see that they understand. If it was going to be online, the comment section, you see that they get the message. They express how they feel, how that it affected them, the emotions that it brought out of them. So it affects them they relate, they understand what we're doing perfectly. It has seen to be a very proven track record that the results we get from our artwork from the audience is flawless. They relate to it.
Now, can you share a specific experience where you use dance to address a social issue or promote change? Can you just tell us maybe an example of one or two works you did? Okay,
so I did what's the name? Just this year, we did the perfect one. That was last year, and this year we had Echoes of Yesterday, and where we used theater and dance and drama to tell the story. And we had 2 shows that day, but from when we went on stage, there was a particular lady that started crying right until the end of the show. Why? Because she could relate. We spelled out what is usually hidden from society, and that particular production was about family life. Yes, relationship, love relationship, a man who is married, who wasn't married to the lady, but they were staying together, got married, had another child with another woman. So we brought these situations, real life situations, we bring them to life. And you see that audience are able to see that this is our lives. This is what I see on a daily basis. This is probably what my neighbor is going through. This is probably the story I got from my friend. She told me this story. So, yeah, these are part of the reactions we get from the...
So, do you believe that, theater and dance can influence policy or government actions?
Of course, I believe so. In fact, that's why we do what is called TFD, Theater for Development. We take responsibility to go to a community and provoke change. in the community without the help of the government first. And when the government see that these people have been able to stand, to build, to develop, they now see the necessity to come in and make an input. So our change is targeted towards the individuals, the groups, and also the government. We challenge the government policies by saying that, okay, we need better roads, we need better healthcare services. We show it in our work, and the government cannot but respond to it, rise up to the responsibility. So it does.
So how do you think dance can be used to build empathy and understanding between different communities or groups? I mean, we've seen some dances that has to do with uniting Nigerians and what have you. Do you think, we all know it promotes, but how do you think it can be used to create more understanding between groups?
Okay, cultural sharing is one of the most important things that can lead to that. When I come and say, I want to learn about this particular culture through their dance. So in doing that, I get to understand an in-depth knowledge of how these people live, how the Fulanis got their dances with the stick, how they woo the woman. You understand that this is a ceremonial process for them wooing a woman and getting a wife. You understand that, so you don't just look at it and then, so they just have to use sticks. No. And then when the thief person has to do his swangy and all that, you now understand the backgrounds from it. So when we have that exchange, we can develop empathy for different cultural heritages.
I mean, you're also an actor,
Yes.
aside from a dancer. So how do you strike a balance in these two careers, because they are all demanding?
Yeah, sometimes it's challenging because when you're called for a production, you want to be casted as an actor, but you might be casted as a dancer. Yeah. So for me, usually, sometimes with the company that I work with, C3 Media, I'm casted as an actor, mostly. Meanwhile, the choreographer is always casted as a dancer, and he wants to act and I want to dance. So sometimes it can be a bit challenging, but the thing is that the art forms give you the privileges to be able to communicate. So whatever art form you can use at that moment to communicate and to impact lives and to impact the society is welcome. So I wouldn't say I'll balance it. What I'll say is that I'll work it out. So I have to be 100% on my acting, 100% on my dancing. So whenever I need to dance, I'm dancing. Whenever I need to act, I'm acting. So now the production we are running, which is going to be September, and we're talking about the girl child. I'm not acting. It's an all-girls production. I'm choreographing. It's dance.
Also, you also choreograph for others.
Yes,
I can see that you're a very good dancer.
Yeah, thank you. I choreograph for others. So I'm not acting, I'm choreographing. So sometimes you have to just know the right places to do the right things. I can't go and act, but I can choreograph. I can participate my own quota by choreographing. So it's not easy. I won't lie, it's not easy having to juggle acting and dancing, but at the same time, it gives you the leverage. So you are in a production where you need to act and dance, and it makes the work easy.
Okay, talking about not being easy, let's talk about the challenges. Of course, you're going to have some challenges. So now, what are some challenges you faced in using dance as a tool for social change, and how have you overcome them?
One of them was, the earlier times, social media was not as widespread as now. So you had to do a lot of work to get people interested in what you do, to get people to see what you do, to assemble people. There was a lot of work. But right now, with the aid of social media, it makes it a bit, I would say a bit more easier. But the challenge there is, number one, funding. It's always a challenge, not always, but mostly the challenge for creatives, dancers who want to use their artwork to communicate or cause change or impact lives and people. So that's one of the barriers. And our social construct here in Nigeria. I grew up in the north, Zaria precisely.
Oh wow!
Yes, where so that is the challenge. You needed to make your artwork impact based. It cannot just be for entertainment. And that was what I enjoyed with growing up from there, because you're striving to see how that you can impact people with this work. So if you are not visionary, you have a challenge. If you just want to dance, that it's my passion, you might not get the traction and the impact that you want to get. So these are some of the challenges. And like I said, funding. So some people don't see a future or a career in using dance, theater as a tool for social change. It's not common. It was not common, but right now we have a lot of people who have picked up the challenge to be able to put themselves out there and make sure that this is impact based.
So can dance be and theater heal trauma and also help communities recover from conflicts?
Yes, it can heal trauma. When you're able to, first of all, identify that there's a trauma, there's a history of trauma. So what art can do, what dance can do, is that it can bring about that awareness. I did a dance piece which was on suicide. Yes, and I tagged it as suicide was an option. Because we don't talk about these things. Suicide is not an option, is what people say. But do you know the thousands of people that are out there who consider it as an option?
Contemplating.
Yes, they contemplate it. So you need to be able to say, see, I see what you're going through. I know that this challenge is there. We identify that this issue is there first of all. So that's what we do through dance. When we identify, and then we provide a solution to them.
And so the solution is for them not to commit suicide.
Yes, don't. But I need to first capture you by saying
that you understand.
I understand.
Yeah.
So when you see someone who is contemplating suicide and he sees a billboard, suicide is not an option, he can okay, but in his mind he can say, this person doesn't really understand what I'm going through. He doesn't understand my pain.
So you have to showcase what you're going through first before.
Yes, show them. I understand the situation, but this is not the route to go through.
So how do you see dance being used in the future to address social issues, and what opportunities do you think exist for growth and innovation?
The opportunities right now are very vast. Oh my God, very vast. You can become a traveling theater artist. And what your work is to do, one of them is that you can encourage cultural exchange. Two, you can work with a theater group or a company that is change-based, funded. Right now, the doors have been opened up for a lot of people. The opportunities, grants have been opened up for you to be able to embark on that career path, to be able to successfully do what you want to do, and at the same time being rewarded. So there's a lot of opportunities there, a lot.
Yeah. So now, from your experience as an expert when it comes to dance and also in acting, how can young artists leverage their talent to create positive change in their communities?
First of all, is that they should see their talents and their gift as a tool to communicate that. Most people don't know that their talents are for impact, is impact based. I don't just want to enjoy what I do. I want to be able to provide solution and to be able to affect my immediate environment and the globe at large. So if they can understand that, it's not just like you said at the beginning of this interview that, sometimes you've considered that art, dance is just about entertainment. No, there's the educative part about dance here. Yeah. So if they can be able to see that and go beyond themselves, I need to use what I have to be able to give back to the society, to be able to encourage someone, to be able to cause a positive change, to be able to bring up values that help our society and the government at large. So if they can see this aspect, it will go a long way for them using their own gifts and talents to be able to provide impact to the society.
So
Yes.
now talking about impact, creating impact, preferring impact. We have lots of social issues to deal with in Nigeria. So are there any specific social issues or themes that you think dance is particularly well suited to address it right now with all the things happening?
Yes. First of all, we know that everybody is interested in the politics of our country. So politics is one thing that we see dance mirror in our society. Yes, politics is there. And then we see the economy too. And that particular part about the economy is one place that I know is being exploited a lot by dancers to show the hardship and some of the struggles that people call the average person has to go through to live in Nigeria. And now, when you use art to be able to tell this story, it gives a more perfect visual presentation, and it draws you in to see exactly how this is happening. Because of the leverage of our expression, you can express in different ways. So we have economy, we have the government, we have even the social structure in terms of our families. We see dance and art as a tool of exploiting that aspect to show that you can be an oppressor in the society. This trauma is real. You need to heal. You need to go for therapy. They need a change in the lives of people. So yes, it can be exploited in our government's economy and all.
Yeah. So you spoke about social media earlier, lastly, before we let you go. How has that helped you to stay relevant in your career so far, so that, a lot of young people out there that want to venture into, what you do, how you started and how it has helped you to stay relevant is what they are going to take right now. So
social media is a leverage. The kind of works you produce matters a lot. So for you to be able to leverage on it, and so quality too matters. And most people just want to shy away. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I don't think I'm at the point where I should put myself out there on social media. There's really no time. There's no stage you need to get to. Now is the time. If you know that you have a project you're working on, put it. Tag the right people, and most importantly, be consistent in it. Sometimes the likes, the comments may look discouraging, but if the right people are seeing your works. You are putting it out there for people to see. So if you can be able to say, I'm going to put myself out there for people to see what I'm doing, the works I'm doing, the dances, the videos I'm producing, the projects I'm doing, it's going to at the long run, it will spiral into something very beautiful.
Yeah.
So the last question in a minute or two. How do you collaborate with other artists, activists, or community members when creating dance? You just talked about the thief culture and the Fulani culture. Now you are asked to create a dance portraying or telling a story about Fulani culture. Do you go to the people? Like, how do you communicate? How do you collaborate with them?
Yeah, so one of the ways to do that is that you go to the people. And the beautiful thing now in this industry that is, if you are active, you would have come in contact with one or two of them that represent different tribes. That's the collaboration we're talking about. So when I want to do a piece, I recently did one that involved mixing different cultures together. I needed the baggy flutes. I needed all those things. So I went to meet the people, and I need to do a work, but I need this flute in this place. I need you to understand the story we're telling. This way you come in, and you go to meet them. And if you want to have an in-depth knowledge about that work you're doing, you go to the community, you go to stay with them. So we do community theater. And community theater, in theater and performing arts, you go to stay with the people, you go to live with them.
And in a way, it creates this communication
you
and
eat
unity.
their food.
You create a bond.
Yes.
And you get you can be able to tolerate other cultures.
Exactly. You eat their food. I remember we went somewhere called Kargi. Kargi. And it's called Mazankwila. Yeah. So for me,
you just talked about it last week.
Oh wow! I got to see how it was made, pure sugar cane.
Yeah.
I was amazed.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that actually it's sugar cane.
Yes, I didn't know. I didn't know. I never would have taken it because I thought it was
local glucose.
Yeah, I thought it was sugar. That was pure sugar cane. So you stay with them, you live with them, you see their cultures, you see their values, and usually you will learn a lot. A lot. You get to appreciate these people for who they are. Yeah, so you have to do that extensive visitation and contact with the people. It's very necessary. Very.
I mean, it's actually interesting, conversation with you this morning, and very impactful indeed. I know that a lot of people will definitely, learn and want to watch out to see what you have for them in your plates, because I mean, you're good at what you do.
Yes.
I mean, I learned a lot too, because I honestly thought dance is just for...
It's not just to move your
entertainment.
body.
And I have seen one or two of those stories. Sometimes it's glaring. It tells a story, of course, but I see it more in the on entertainment side. I feel like you're just entertaining me.
Okay. So now you're saying that, I wanted to actually ask you this question, even though it's just coming at the end. Are all dance telling stories?
No. All dance are not telling stories. Because so when we say stories, we are talking about the intentionality of you communicating a particular message. All dance you can get a story from all dances. You can get a story from all dance, but for you to tell the story, there needs to be an intentionality backed up behind that dance. So people dance. So what I would say is that usually dances have a story. You get? So you can understand the story from the origin of the dance, but probably that individual is not trying to communicate any story.
So what you're saying is all the Zanko and Shaki.
No, funny enough, they have a rich story.
Oh, okay, behind the dance.
Zanko, I'm telling you, they have a rich story. They have.
So you see, it means they have their telling stories. Okay.
Yeah, but now we're talking about the intentionality.
Definitely.
So there's a difference between
to be vulnerable. There are times where I used to dance without an intention to tell a story. I just wanted to show that I could dance.
Yeah.
Yes, I just wanted to show that I could dance. I know how to do this, but...
So the theater kind of dance and the normal shaku or zanku is quite different.
It's not different.
We shall have dance.
It's what you can use.
We have done shaku and zanku. So at the end, we have told the story.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much, Favour Omebije, for taking out your time to come on the show and for your impactful contribution this morning. Well, this is the much that we have for you on this segment. Now let's go on a quick break. I want to return. We'll take a look at what is happening in the entertainment industry.